YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with my Week 3 NFL predictions for the 2023 NFL season. Last week, I went 8-8, so an improvement, okay, from the week prior, because I went 6-10, but we still pretty bad, man. I need to go ahead and think with my brain with these picks and start instead of trying to think, outside of the box or go with my preseason predictions, because clearly teams like the Panthers that I thought would be decent is pretty horrible. Same with the Bears. So let's go ahead and get into these week 3 picks. I'm aiming to at least get 11 wins this week. Comment down you guys' record and let me know how y'all have been doing through the first 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and get into these picks. So Thursday Night Football, you got the New York Giants taking on the San Francisco 49ers. 8:15 Thursday Night Football to kick off week 3. I got the San Francisco 49ers in a game where I think they're going to win handily, okay? I don't think the New York Giants are any good. I think they were a fluke last year, okay? I tried not to say it through the first 2 weeks of the season. They have not looked that good, though. I think they have the talent to be good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they turned it around, but you're without Saquon Barkley, and you just have not looked good. I mean, yes, you got the win versus the Arizona Cardinals, but as I said earlier this week, the Giants should not feel good about that win, because there's no way you should have been down 28-7 to a team that is clearly not in a position to ready to win. So, again, I don't know how they got worse, and they got better talent-wise, but hey, maybe they'll turn around at some point. Hopefully not, because as you can tell, I'm a Commanders fan. But I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers with them, man. They're the best team in the NFC. And clearly, they have the roster to really do damage. Now, obviously, Brandon Ayuk is coming in a little bit banged up. I think he will give it a go. But if not, they'll still be pretty much fine with that, honestly. So moving on to the Sunday game. Let's go ahead and get us to Tennessee and Cleveland. These are two teams that, at least prior to the injury to Nick Chubb, which prayers up to Nick Chubb, man. I hate to see star players. I hate for anybody to get hurt, but especially star players, man, that means so much to our game. But even besides football, man, as humans, you don't like to see anybody get hurt. So it sucks that Nick Chubb got hurt, man, and prayers up for him and speedy recovery. But these are two teams that, normally likes to run the football. Deshaun Watson has not been good. You're paying this guy a boatload of money. Ryan Tannehill is actually coming off of a better week. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead for that sake take Tennessee. They did re-sign Kareem Hunt or sign Kareem Hunt to for a 1-year deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Tennessee in the tight one. Okay. Then let's go down to Atlanta and Detroit. Atlanta 2-0 start despite Desmond Ridder being a mid quarterback. They have been shocking a lot of people. That defense has been really good. Obviously the running game, Bijan Robinson and their other back, Tyler Algier has been really good. Obviously, I would love for Drake London to get more involved, Kyle Pitts to get more involved, but Desmond Ridder is just not it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't want to be no hater because I would love for Desmond Ridder to thrive and be good, but I just gotta call it what it is. He is a mid quarterback, but can you win with him? Yes, you can win with Desmond Ridder, but it's not going to be because of him. You're going to have the perfect team around Desmond Ridder to be successful. So yes, they may have a really good year in the NFC South, but if you get to the playoffs and you get down a touchdown or two, can Desmond Ridder bring you back at the NFL level? He has not shown it, for it being him. He's been a passenger to that comeback, at least that comeback versus the Packers, and he just hasn't proven it to me that he can be that guy. Don't think highly of him at the current moment. So go ahead for that sake. Give me Detroit. Detroit is coming off of a heartbreaking loss. I thought they were going to win the game versus the Seahawks, and this is their second game at home. No way they dropped 2 in a row. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Detroit Lions. I know they're missing C.J. Gardner-Johnson for the remainder of the year, but I just think this is a battle of good defenses, but in the polar opposite. Like Detroit is really good at stopping the run, and the Falcons are really good at stopping the pass. So let's see who wins. I think it's gonna be the Lions though. But go ahead, move me down to New Orleans and Green Bay. Green Bay is a team that I kind of am on the Jordan Love, wait and watch list. I don't want to jump to conclusions and say he's just this star. He's really, really good. But I'm also not gonna call him trash. It's just a wait and see approach. Last week he was okay, but he didn't do enough for his team to win. Let's just be honest with you. And then over there in New Orleans, man, that defense is really, really good. But that offense is painful to watch, man. That offense, it was dreadful on Monday night, man. I understand they got the win, but it was just boring to watch. You know what I'm saying? Not enough excitement for me. And they're still without Alvin Kamara, which is arguably their best offensive player. So for that sake, give me the Green Bay Packers. I know their defense is really good, that being the New Orleans Saints. And Jordan Love could struggle because he's still a young quarterback. But this is Green Bay's home opener, man. They start off the season on 2 road games. They're gonna be thirsty for a home, for that home game and for a win. So go ahead and give me Green Bay. Next, you got Denver at Miami. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Denver would not surprise me if they win this game. I know they're 0-2, okay, and they off to a slow start. But if you look at their first 2 games, okay, they lost 17-16 versus the Raiders the first week, and then last week they blew a 21-3 lead versus my Washington Commanders. So it's like they're in their own way. I think Denver could very well be 2-0 at this point. You know what I'm saying? But they're in their own way. They kind of hurt themselves. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Russell Wilson, had turnovers in the game versus the Commanders, and that was the one that really sparked it all. But he has not been bad as far as like how he was last year. And I think at some point Denver is going to turn it on, and we're going to look back at the Denver Broncos, and they could be a team that you look back at them in a couple weeks and they finally put it together, because they are not far off. Obviously, Vance Joseph, a lot of people on that Broncos fan base do not like Vance Joseph, and I understand. The defense was upsetting. You know what I'm saying? But also the defense was pretty good early on. Randy Gregory, Jonathan Cooper was causing pressure on Sam Howell. So I just feel like the Broncos are almost there. That's why I said it in my pregame preview video, or rather my prediction video in the offseason for my Commanders. I said, hey, look, I'm happy we're getting the Broncos week 2, because I feel like at some point they're going to turn it on. And they've been close. So very well, this is their 0-2. They could be 2-0. And with that being said, Miami is a really good team. And they're 2-0, and they have looked good through the first 2 weeks. First week, it was a kind of a shootout. And then the second week versus the Patriots, defense pretty much took care of business with a couple of explosive plays on offense. Raheem Mostert looking amazing. But for that sake, I'm going to go ahead and say hot take. This is going to be my upset of the week, or at least one of them. Denver, give me Denver over Miami, okay? I'm going to say it. Denver finally gets their first win of the season, man. They've been so close to getting the win, and I think this is the week that they finally do it, okay? I don't see them getting off to an 0-3 start for the very reason that they've been close to getting that first victory of the season. So go ahead and give me Denver in the upset. Next, we got LA Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings. This game is going to be electric on the offensive side of the ball. Watch. Everybody is assuming that. Watch. This is going to be the game where we assume that they're going to be electric on offense, but then watch. Both defenses just wake up one day, because everybody assumes. But no, all seriousness, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, but it wouldn't be surprising me for that very fact that everybody think it is going to be one, that they're for some reason their defense just show up for a week. But I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, this is a tough one, because both teams are 0-2. Somebody got to leave 0-3. I'm not going to lie to you. Justin Herbert, obviously that offense over there is looking really good, but Brandon Staley is a horrible nightmare, man. And you want to know one thing about it? That talent on the defense of the side of the ball for the Chargers is good. It's just like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, obviously Khalil Mack is like 87 years old, so he's not as good as we thought he was going to be. Joey Bosa is still pretty good, even though he's always banged up. But then you look at Asante Samuel, Derwin James. You got I think you still got Dre Tranquill. You got some nice linebackers. You obviously got J.C. Jackson. So for that talent on the defense is good. I can't answer as to why the defense is so bad, especially when Brandon Staley was supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach. I can't tell you, but for the simple fact that Brandon Staley is your coach, that concerns me. Minnesota Vikings is another team that has been so close. They're 0-2, but they very well could be 2-0. Oh, this is tough one, man. Minnesota's at home. I could very well not see them losing that game. But then also on the other flip side, I can see the Chargers not losing this because they can ill afford to go down 0-3. Oh, this is tough. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take Minnesota because they're at home, but my gut is telling me go LA. But give me Minnesota at home. Then we move down to New England versus the New York Jets. Zach Wilson is starting, and he looked horrible, in the game versus Dallas Cowboys. But the Dallas Cowboys defense is doing that to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So how bad was Zach Wilson? He was bad, but he's not gonna be facing the Dallas defense every single week. So he'll have some type of chance to look solid. And I think this is a week where I'm lying. This is not gonna be a week because Bill Belichick kind of owns Zach Wilson. Maybe since a lot of people in the Jets organization feel like he made strides, maybe this is the week that he finally, gets it right against New England. But I think New England has another really good defense, and I think Christian Gonzalez is gonna make his presence felt. He's been really solid the first 2 weeks of the season, but I think this is the week where he finally makes his presence felt against a guy like Zach Wilson. And I think New England's gonna win this game probably let's say 16 or 3 or something like that. Because I don't have no faith in New England's offense. But let's go ahead down to Buffalo at Washington. This game is hard to pick, and it's not just because I'm a Commanders fan, but as the week has went on and on and on, I have grown confidence in my Commanders to get the victory over the Buffalo Bills. Not just because we're 2-0, but it's just like the quality of the wins and just the whole trajectory of our franchise right now. Everybody is on the up. Everything is on the up for us, from ownership to offensive coordinating to quarterbacking to the skill positions. This is tough. It's still Wednesday as I'm making this video, so things could change, but I like the Washington Commanders and what they're doing. However, I still believe the Buffalo Bills are a better team than us, man. And they're coming off of a dominant win. And as bad as I want to pick my Washington Commanders, I really, really do. Because, again, before the season started, I thought we were going to lose this game. No question at all. But the first 2 weeks after seeing that, I've grown confidence to believe that we can do this, man. We can definitely do it, but I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger on that. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Buffalo Bills get this victory in a close one. And that's all I can ask for. This Sam Howell, this is his first test to really go up against a high-powered team in a sense. He played Dallas last year, but I wouldn't consider him high-powered, especially last year in the last week of the season. Arizona, he definitely went against a team that surprised me, but I wouldn't consider them high power obviously either. In Denver, they have some talent, but they're not high power. This is the first time that we're placing a team that is honestly a Super Bowl contending team each year so far, the past couple of years. And obviously Josh Allen on the side of that ball, Stephon Diggs. I think our defense will hold up well, and this is a true test to see where we really are. It's a measuring stick game on the defense side of the ball. As far as our offense against their defense, I'm just glad we're missing Von Miller. He's not going to be back for this game. And I think this is the game where if Washington is for real, okay, like I said, I'm picking the Bills, but I would not be surprised if we find a way to win this game. And if this is the true test for me to see if, we really arrived, okay? I felt like that Broncos game, it proved to me that things are different. But if you really want things to be different and show fans that things are really different, go out there and beat the Buffalo Bills, because I think we're fully capable of it. But for me personally, though, if we just keep it close, if this game is 31-28 Bills, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be upset that we lost because it's a close one, but I'm taking that as a moral victory because that just shows me we just competed with the Super Bowl contending team. Sam Howell looked good. You know what I'm saying? That is a moral victory for me. But sorry I'm rambling, but obviously you guys know I was going to get passionate about this game here. But I got the Buffalo Bills winning that game. But hopefully my Washington Commanders could pull it out. Moving on to the next game, you got Houston at Jacksonville, AFC South family business. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jaguars, man. I just hope CJ Stroud at this point continues to look good because he looked good last week. Maybe he looks good enough for them to get a victory, but I highly doubt it. So go ahead and give me Jacksonville, even though they lost versus the Chiefs last week. The bright side is that they held Patrick Mahomes in that offense, and I know they're missing a star wide receiver and stuff like that, but they said they held Patrick Mahomes to 17 points on the season. So that is one more victory that Jacksonville could take away from it. And if that defense could show up like that again for Houston, I don't see Houston really doing much. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know the status of Anthony Richardson right now, but I'm just going to assume that Gardner Minshew is going to play because he definitely did sustain he definitely did sustain a concussion last week. But I will say at this point, Anthony Richardson has to me looked like the best offensive rookie quarterback out of that draft class this past week. So I mean, I don't know if he's gonna play. And Gardner Minshew, honestly, is not no slouch, and he's not no walkover, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think they're going to still lose, but I feel like it's going to be closer than what a lot of people think. So go ahead and give me the Baltimore Ravens, man. They're 2-0. They're coming off of a really good victory versus the Bengals, and they're going to go 3-0 on the season. Now let's go ahead and go down to the next game. We got Carolina at Seattle. Carolina is a team that has really disappointed me. Like, I thought Bryce Young would come in and be much better because I thought that they had some talent around him. Obviously Adam Thielen, even though I know he's older, I thought he was gonna be really solid. I thought they was gonna get Terrence Marshall involved, and it was more so because Frank Reich was the head coach, and I thought, for instance, Frank Reich was a quality head coach in Indianapolis. I thought that was gonna translate to over there in Carolina, and then they have a really good defense too. So I did not expect the Carolina Panthers to be this bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and say the Seattle Seahawks get that victory, man. The Panthers, they're letting me down, and hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Seattle Seahawks. Chicago at Kansas City. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Kansas City is going to blow Chicago out the water. Justin Fields, man, I don't know what it is. He is just bad, bro. He has been bad this start of the season, and the coaching staff is no better. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole fire sale there in Chicago. I heard the defensive coordinator just resigned after going missing, you know, and a whole bunch of other things. The injuries for the players. Now it's a player out for the season. DJ Moore and Chase Claypool aren't getting involved how they should be. Even though DJ Moore is coming off of a 100-yard gain, I just thought they were going to be so much better, man. I was like, when the Bears traded up for number one pick, I'm like, oh yeah, they loaded up on draft picks and wide receiver for Justin Fields. He has no excuse not to be good this year, and so far he has not been good. But again, they're not playing to his strengths. He's better when he's on the run. He's better when he's using his legs, and they have not utilized him out of it. They're trying to make him a pocket passer, or he wants to at least be proven that he's a pocket passer, and that's a lot of things where a lot of these quarterbacks go wrong. Like, do what you're good at, man. Just because you see one quarterback that's a good pocket passer doesn't mean you have to be that, and doesn't mean you're any less of him. If you're an athletic running quarterback, use your strength. Let that be your strengths. Do not try to change your game. Don't change what got you here. Don't change what is successful for you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think a lot of quarterbacks, including Justin Fields, that have similar skill sets, try to be something that they ain't. But with that being said, go ahead and give me Kansas City and blow. I'm going to say 31-10. Dallas at Arizona. This is another blow up, man. Arizona put up a fight versus the Giants. They should have won that game. You can argue and say that they should have won the Commanders game, and they could very well be 2-0. I think this team has shown fight and grit more than like no other. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Dallas blows them out. I'm gonna say 27, or I'm gonna say, let's say 28-3. I just don't see Arizona putting up many points. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Hopefully this is the week where Arizona gets it together and they upset the Dallas Cowboys. That would be lovely. I would gladly take a loss for this game right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Dallas because Arizona, I just don't see them get no offense going against that dominant defense. So then you got Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday Night Football. This is a snooze fest. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Pittsburgh Steelers, why are they on primetime again? I just don't like Kenny Pickett, offensive coordinator Matt Canada. I don't even know how I worded it like that. But I don't like Matt Canada, bro. Nobody in Pittsburgh does. But also, Kenny Pickett has not looked the sharpest. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he missed George Pickens on a wide open play. But yeah, man, Pittsburgh's offense is just a snooze fest. You know that defense is really good. But I'm gonna go ahead. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take Pittsburgh in this victory. I think their defense is gonna be able to slow down the Las Vegas Raiders. And they're going to just do just enough like they did versus the Cleveland Browns to squeak out a victory versus the Raiders. Then you go to Monday Night Football. You got a doubleheader. First of all, you got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles. I know the Buccaneers are 2-0, and Baker Mayfield and the Bucs have been a shocker to a lot of people. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles. I would gladly, like I said for the Cowboys game, I would gladly take a loss for this one right here. Though I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Baker Mayfield kills them boys for 303 touchdowns. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles. And then after that, you got the LA Rams at the Cincinnati Bengals. this is my last time picking the Bengals, but if they lose this game, I'm done picking the Bengals. They have cost me my record for the past two weeks. I've been picking them since the season started. And they've caused me every single week. So if the Cincinnati Bengals don't get this victory, I'm done picking them for the year, bro. Honestly. But go ahead and give me Cincinnati, man. I know the Rams have been putting up a fight better than what anybody expected, but I still think Cincinnati is the better team. And I think at some point they're going to get it together, and they can ill afford to start off the season 0-3. So with that being said, that is my week 3 NFL predictions. What are yours down below? I really think I am going to do good this week. I have confidence in it, man. We have to bounce back for the first 2 weeks of the season. I have been horrible with picks, so I feel good about these picks. Let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti, y'all have a blessed one. See you later. Peace.